Welcome if this your first time on the channel. Today we listening to Stephen A. Smith disrespect Giannis and then tell him to ring chase. And then we gonna listen to Stephen A. Smith come back and try to clean that up. Make sure you subscribe if this your first time here. Click that like button. That's how they push the video. Let's go.
Tell ESPN that Giannis is expected to remain a Buck next year. However, that is far from a certainty and things may change this offseason. Last week on First Take, Stephen A. shared his thoughts on how he'd view Giannis without winning another championship. Let's flash back.
Underachiever. I'm going to tell you why.
This breaks my heart.
One of the greatest players to ever play the game. 9 All-NBA selections in his career. 9 All-Star selections. And top 10 finishes in league MVP voting 9 times. And he has more of that than postseason series wins. That's unacceptable. You don't look at somebody that dominant, that fantastic, with that kind of fire in his belly to compete on a night-in, night-out basis, and all you have is one championship to show for it.
Bruh, this is ridiculous. Maybe that's all in the cards for Giannis. That shouldn't define where he's at. He won a championship and didn't have to stack the deck to get it. He played for one organization, worked hard, built with that organization, and won a championship. I'm going to tell y'all this. You can put Giannis anywhere you want on your list. He's accomplished enough to go anywhere on your list. If you feel like he's the GOAT, okay, you could put him number 1. I don't feel like he's the GOAT because I don't think he's a better player than Michael Jordan. It ain't about Jordan having 6 rings. It ain't about Jordan leading the league and scoring 10 times. No, it's about me watching film, watching Jordan, and then watching Giannis and saying, Jordan is a better player. Jordan mastered the game of basketball. He don't have no flaws. He is a better player than Giannis. It ain't about the 10 scoring championships. Yes, you need to accomplish stuff in the NBA. You need a peak of 7 to 10 years, and you need to accomplish things in the NBA. Championships, you got to accomplish some stuff. Giannis has accomplished some stuff. MVPs, defensive players of the years, like champion, finals MVP. Like, he did enough. He did enough for you to put him anywhere on your list. But let's listen to Stephen A. come back and clean this. And I'm not saying Giannis is number 2 on my list either. I feel like Kobe is number 2 on my list. I feel like Kobe's better than Giannis. But if you felt like Giannis is better than Kobe, okay, tell me about why you think that from a basketball standpoint of them playing the game. They both have accomplished enough to go anywhere on your list. Let's listen to Stephen A. come back and try to clean this thing up. Remember, make sure you sub if you're still here and click that like button.
Perfect example, case in point, is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has won a league MVP 3 or 4 times in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers has been to several conference championship games. Aaron Rodgers is destined for the Hall of Fame. Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl and has appeared in 1 Super Bowl and hasn't been to the Super Bowl since 2010. And look at how people are talking about him. Why? Because you look at a guy like Brady. You look at a guy like him and Patrick Mahomes and others, and you're saying that Aaron Rodgers' talent was on that level. There's no questioning his greatness and what he brought to the table, but you still found yourself saying, just 1? We look at Josh Allen, who doesn't have 1 yet.
Hold on. Before he gets to other people, Aaron Rodgers is looked at like that because of his personality. Things he done said and did off the field, him not coming to certain training camps, things like that. That's why he's looked down upon. The vaccine thing, him lying about that. That's what people don't like Aaron Rodgers for. He don't give a bunch of interviews to people. He ain't the best media darling. It's things like that too.
You look at Lamar Jackson, who doesn't have 1 yet. And what do we say? There's an immense amount of pressure. You got football players, current and former, that look at them and they say, yo, what are you going to do? Why? Because they're asking for you to knock down the door. You look at those kind of situations. You brought up Allen Iverson. Well, Allen Iverson carried at 6 feet 165, carried the team on his back, and the only thing that prevented him from winning a championship was Kobe and Shaq in their prime. But Patrick Ewing didn't win a championship. Hold on. Patrick Ewing didn't win a championship. Karl Malone didn't win a championship. John Stockton didn't win a championship. It doesn't stop them from being Hall of Famers. It doesn't stop them from being appreciated. But when you think about a conversation and what it entails about a player, when you're talking about their epitaph professionally and what they brought to the table, while recognizing their greatness, you do lament the fact that it was one title. Jerry West was the silhouette.
Hold on, man. Stephen A. has brought up a lot of people that didn't win championships. And that Giannis is better than, in my opinion. If you add offense and defense, he's better than. He has more impact on the game than the people he brought up. And he is a champion. Why would you bring up people that don't got championships and Giannis has a championship? That makes no sense to me. I don't know. Let's keep going.
West went to like 8 or 9 NBA finals, but he had one championship.
That's true.
There were people who appreciated his greatness, and then there was others who questioned why was he the silhouette. And they brought those questions into focus because you knew they were so great that you expected more. So sometimes when we look at Kevin Durant, whether it's fair or unfair. Oh, he departed from OKC. He goes to Golden State. He wins 2 championships, 2 NBA Finals MVP. Would have won 3 if he hadn't torn his Achilles, because I believe they would have swept Toronto. What do? We lament what hasn't been achieved. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. I remember when I came on the air when Boston won the championship, and the Durant crew was very upset at me because what I said was, yo, it's not fair. It's not right. But if Steph Curry wins the championship in Boston, what's going to happen is that Kevin Durant, you left that for Kyrie Irving, and people were going to bring that up. What happened in the immediate aftermath of them beating Boston? People were bringing that up. I didn't say it was right. I didn't say it was fair, but knowing the public the way that I do, being a journalist for 30 plus years, understanding what the narratives are going to be, etc., me pointing that out is not me throwing shade on them. You're taking it as if I threw shade on Giannis, and I'm doing no such thing. I'm recognizing his greatness. I'm simply saying if he only has one championship to show for it, and you're going home in the first round every other time like they have the last 2 or 3 years, people are not going to talk about him in the way he deserves to be talked about because the one championship is all he has to show for it. That's just reality. I'm not saying it's right. Now, it's reality.
The only thing that I think Stephen A. do got right here, it's not all on Stephen A. Right? It ain't like, yo, Stephen A. get the blame for all of this. A bunch of people push them narratives. Kevin Durant is great enough to go anywhere on your list. However great of a basketball player Kevin Durant is to you, you can put him anywhere on your list. If you had Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, okay, make the argument about their game, why you got him second. If you got him first, make that argument. Kevin Durant has accomplished enough in the NBA to go on anybody's list anywhere they want to put him. All of this nonsense and narratives about, oh, this person only got 2 rings. This person got 3 MVPs. The media vote on the MVPs. That's why it's goofy. It's like, yo, dog, how you gonna value MVPs over championships when the media votes on the MVP? That makes no sense. But guys, Kevin Durant won MVP. Giannis won MVP. So it's like, yo, dog, they did that. They won championships too. You can put them anywhere on your list. This is a narrative. And Stephen A. is right. It ain't just him. It's a narrative where you need to win 5, 6 championships. No, Hakeem Olajuwon is number 4 on my list. Not because he won 6 championships. Obviously he didn't. He only won 2 championships. But the NBA didn't put all the marketing behind Hakeem Olajuwon and make sure he had stacked teams. No, he played in Houston, worked with what he had, won with teams that wasn't that great. They were great because he was on it. But if you look at the teams Olajuwon won with, he's one of them select few players that won without another top 75 player. I'll give you a hint. One's right behind me, another person that did it, right? These guys won with less. You gotta respect that too. These guys didn't stack the deck and have to, no, they won with less. When they say Shaq and Kobe, they don't say an all-star team. You know why? It was Shaq and Kobe. It's a dude, two players. It ain't an all-star team. Them were two dominant players dominating the league. You gotta respect stuff like that, man. People that don't stack the deck, people that play for one franchise, they get more respect in my mind because I know that's harder than hopping around stacking the deck. You know, so I hope Giannis don't leave. But y'all let me know. What do y'all think about this that Stephen A is saying about people having to have more than one ring? Or do you think, hey, if you accomplish enough in your peak in the NBA, then you can go anywhere on the list? Or do you got some requirement where you say, yo, 5 championships and 2 MVPs or 3 MVPs? You know, y'all let me know in the comments. As always, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. Y'all be easy. Be safe.